Hi guys, welcome back to the Glam Studio. I'm Mansi, creative director of makeup here in MyGlamm, and today I'm with my model on whom I'm going to recreate a flawless makeup look using only 5 products. So I've already gone ahead and moisturized and prepped the skin, and we've done her foundation, for which we've used the FF in medium. FF is our 5-in-1 foundation, concealer, compact, primer, just basically everything to get an even looking skin. So we've done that already, and this is not going to be counted in one of our 5 products. I'm going to quickly show you the 5 products I'm going to use today to create this makeup look, and it's a complete finished polished look that you can wear day or night with only 5 products plus the FF. So I'm going to first show you the products. This is the CHISEL. I'm going to be using this palette not just on the face but on the eyes as my eyeshadow colors as well, and it's absolutely safe to use on the eyes. So that's my first product. Second product is going to be my lipstick from the Perfect Curves matte lipstick in the shade SOLEIL. It's a bright orange color, and I'm not only going to use it on the lips but also on the cheeks and eyes as a base for her makeup. And it's going to help the longevity of the makeup when you layer cream products with powder products. So that's why we're going to use it as a base, and because it's a matte lip pencil, it's absolutely perfect. For defining the brows and the eyes, I'm going to use these 2 products. This is my 3rd and 4th product, which is the Jet Set Ice Kohl, which is a basic everyday necessity. No makeup look is complete without Jet Set Ice. And the Stay Defined 2-in-1. So technically I'm not cheating, it's only 1 product. So these are my 4 products. And of course the last one is our Glow to Glamour setting powder, which gives your skin a very luminous finished look and illusion of a much smoother looking skin. So I'm going to start with that, but before I do that, I'm just going to finish off the FF step before I start with my first product from my 5 products. So I have my FF in medium. I've just done a very light wash before we went on camera. I'm just going to quickly just make sure the skin is totally even before I start using my 5 products for a flawless makeup look. So we're using the orange corrector liberally under the eyes, but picking up very little product at a time and just blending it into the skin. You don't need to apply this corrector very close to the under eye area. You can leave a little bit of space between the product and the lash line. That's okay. Because depending on your eye shape, for some people it's difficult to reach down there. So if it's difficult to reach, just let it be. Also going to use a little bit around the mouth. There's a little bit of discoloration there. So you just need to look at yourself in the mirror. And once you apply a foundation, just see what areas of your foundation are going grey or looking uneven. Just use your orange corrector there. That's the easiest way to find out where to use your orange corrector. Just going to take a little bit of the yellow to turn this into a dark peach shade, because I feel with her complexion, I don't need to make it a very light peach for correction. If it's a dark peach, which is more orange and little yellow, it conceals the skin perfectly, totally evens out any darkness or pigmentation under the skin. Even if I don't use a concealer over this, it's totally matching the skin tone, it blends in. Always make sure to use a light-handed strokes, while trying to blend concealers. Gives you a more realistic finish. I'm going to do the same thing under the eyes as well. However much you can blend with your concealer brush, just blend that much. Don't try to totally get that even finish with it, because FF is a little bit thick in its consistency. The best way to blend it out is using a beauty blender. So once I have my colors mixed and placed where I want them, now I'm going to make sure they look soft and blended and there are no harsh lines in my makeup. And for that, I'm just going to bounce my beauty blender over that area. I'm now going to go over with the FF foundation shade, the foundation concealer shade, which is in her skin tone, which is a medium, on a foundation brush, and I'm going to place it under the eyes in a triangle, sort of, to brighten that area and conceal and lift the under eye area. I'm now just blending this out with my beauty blender. This instantly lifts and brightens the under eye area You can actually even go over the under eye area with a lighter foundation cover for an added lift. But for a more natural look, you can just use a color that's pretty much your skin tone. That's totally on you, what you're comfortable wearing. Alright, we now have a nice even looking base to start our makeup with. So now we will start with our 5 products to flawless skin. And the first one in that is Glow to Glamour, and it's a 2-in-1 product, so I'm not cheating here. If your products multitask, you can do a lot more with just 5 products. So I'm going to first take my translucent powder. So this has 2 powders. There's a translucent and then there's an all over highlighting powder. So I'm going to just take the translucent in this little tray right here. The translucent powders are great. They set the makeup. They give it a very nice luminous finish. They give the skin a very nice silky finish. And it doesn't change the color of any of the foundation, corrector, concealing that you just created whatsoever, because it's absolutely colorless. Push out any extra product fitting into any lines. Tip for avoiding oily skin is after using foundation and concealer, you need to set your makeup with a setting powder, exactly what I'm doing right now. And if your skin is really oily, then you can use a setting powder that is mattifying. Also, you can use a setting powder with a sponge and really pack it onto the skin for making sure that there's enough powder on the skin, so that throughout the day when your skin releases oil, the powder absorbs the oil and lets your makeup stay in place. So for someone who doesn't have very oily skin, they will not need that much powder to set their makeup because they don't have too much oil in their skin. We basically set our makeup with, if we didn't have oil glands and if we did not release any oils from our skin, then we wouldn't require powder to set our makeup. But since through the day our skin releases oil, that powder sitting on your makeup absorbs that oil and really increases the life of your makeup, and in fact makes the makeup look a lot more natural. That's why a lot of makeup artists say that after an hour or half an hour of wear of the makeup is going to look a lot better because it blends into the skin. Alright, so we've used the Glow to Glamour in translucent, and now we're going to turn around the container and take the Glow to Glamour in the shimmer all over version on the same brush. And I'm just going to put this on the cheeks. So I want to put this powder lightly all over the face because it adds a little bit of a sheen to the skin. And I'm mainly going to do that on the high points of her face. And it's such a lightly, finely milled powder that it doesn't look chunky or artificial on the skin at all. It kind of just looks like your skin is glowing from within. You can't even see the individual specks of glitter in it at all. It's that finely milled, beautiful powder. So I have Glow to Glamour in shimmer all over her face. Let's move on to the second product, which is Chisel It. And this is in Showstopper. This one is the one with the peach blush and the slightly warmer bronzer. Also, the highlighter in this is a lot paler than the other one. The other one is a slightly more bronzy highlighter. Take my blush brush and I'm going to pick up a little bit of bronzer first and quickly go along the jawlines. I'm not really contouring the face as much as I'm just trying to add a little bit of quick definition and color to the face, since it's a 5 makeup product look and also quick look, I would say, because usually you only use 5 products when you really want your makeup to be done quickly. So some more bronzer on the fluffy brush and underneath the lower lip, some more bronzer and on the tip of the nose. Some more. I'm taking very little bit of bronzer and I'm doing very light handed. If you notice, I'm holding my brush from the back, and the further behind you hold it, the lesser pressure you get. Alongside the nose, little bit along the nose, center of the nose. Also, very little bit on the forehead for her because her forehead is not that big, and we don't need to really cut it out or make it look smaller. But just to define that area, just along the forehead a little bit. And also, look that side. We'll put some into the cheekbones, very lightly. And this color looks absolutely stunning on her skin tone. So I'm taking very little bit of product, blending it in and building up the color I want. So that is the bronzing done. Let's move on to the blush, but before we do that, I'm going to use my third product. We still have to do lots of things with this palette, so the second product is still in play, but we'll move on to the third product. Taking a little bit of my Perfect Curves Chubby lipstick in Soleil, which is a fiery orange color, and I'm going to take some on my blush brush, and I'm just going to bounce my brush around it and use this as a blush color and just add a little bit on the apples of the cheeks. This gives a longevity to the blush and also gives it a look of as if it's coming from within, because only powder blushes sometimes look very chalky. So just because you have 5 products doesn't mean you can't get a professional looking look, because it's more about technique than about having too many products. So that's the blush color there, and I'm going to take some one more time because Perfect Curves is quite a matte lipstick. It's going to give you a very natural payoff. Even when I bounce my brush onto it, very little bit transfers onto my brush. And I like using like a blush brush, kind of very fluffy brush to do this, so it gives a very nice natural finish. Just running it along the cheeks parallel to where we bronze the face. I'm also taking some more, like I'm just going to keep rubbing my brush onto the back of my hand and just run this along the face very lightly to add some color to the skin. And I don't know if a lot of people like it, but I really like my makeup to have that one tone color going through the face. Just that hint of color everywhere. Alright, so we're done with that. This was our third product. We still have to use this third product quite many times. I'm going to come back to the second product, which we already used the bronzer of. We're going to go back and use the blush the generic way, which is with blush brush, and we just pop it onto the apples. This will intensify this color and also, as I said, make it last all day. You can wear your blush however you like it. If you don't like it too much on your apples, skip that. Just wear it on the sides of your cheeks. Skip blush altogether if you don't like blush. Just use bronzer, whatever you like. Alright, we're going to now go back and use the lipstick one more time on the back of our hand and just pop it onto the eyelids with an eyeshadow brush or a concealer brush. I'll take a concealer brush and use it as a base. You can even do this with your fingers. You don't really need to use a brush for this. So when you're out and about, it's like a quick eye makeup look. So just on the lids and blend it out, not all the way up to the brow bone. If you make any mistakes, always keep your FF handy, because FF works as the best eraser while doing eye makeup looks when you make mistakes. Don't take it all the way up to the brow bone, but definitely all over the lid and crease area as well. It gives you an instant depth to the eye. Wing it out or round it off as you like it, whatever suits your eye shape better. So this I used as a base. Now I'm going to go back to my FF and I'm just going to take the brown color first and just go all over the eyelid. Kind of set that in. This is the bronzer, and we're just taking, if you guys realize, we pretty much did everything with just this one brush. So you don't even need too many brushes. You need very little bit of the bronzer to actually set that base, because we use very little bit of the eyeshadow as well. I'm sorry, the lipstick as the eyeshadow base as well. I'm going to now take my blush shade and use this all over the eyelids. You can make the eyeshadow color lighter. If you don't want it to look this peachy or orangey, then don't use the lip color as a base. Probably use another lipstick which is a slightly more natural color as a base. I'm going to now continue with the same palette and take the highlighter shade from this palette. Just pop that underneath the brow bone. Just perfecting the wing of my eyeshadow with the tip of my flat eyeshadow brush. I'm now gonna go back into my bronzer shade and use this on the outer corner of my eyes to create some depth. You can stop here, but I'm trying to show what you can achieve with just 5 products. If you don't have a lot of time, you can cut down on the steps. If you're not going to a very fancy place, if you're going to work, also you can cut down on the steps to tone down the look a little bit. I'm going to now take the bronzer color and run it along the lower lash line as well. Look up really close to the lower lash line to add some depth to the eyes. Connect this into the wing that you just flicked out. Even if you don't wing out your eyes and keep it rounded, that's okay as well. Let's move on to so we've used 3 products. Let's move on to the 4th product, which is Stay Defined. I'm going to use the Stay Defined brow powder not just to fill in the brows, but also add a little bit of definition to the eyes. So take out your brow powder, dust off any extra product, and first fill in the brows. So I'm just going to take a clean cotton swab and just run it along the brow hair, so that if there is any product sitting in between the brows, it will pick it up and take it off. I'm now going to take my brow powder and quickly fill in the brow area with a very light hand. If there is any fallout, then don't try to wipe it away immediately. Just pick up some Glow to Glamour translucent and dust it off so that it doesn't stain the skin. I have some fallout here, so I'll be doing that to show you guys. If you are scared of fallout and don't know how to handle it, and if it's staining your makeup, then go ahead and fill in your brows right at the beginning of your makeup so that you don't have to do it once the foundation and everything is done. Alright, so I've just put in the product wherever I want. I will blend it out, but first I'm going to dust out my fallout. So we'll take the translucent powder, a blush brush, and just ask her to look up. I'm going to now take my eyeshadow brush and just run it along the brows to just soften the brow powder that we put in and blend it out. Again, to correct any mistakes when you're filling in your brow powder, you should use your FF. It works great as an eraser. The yellow corrector from the FF palette also works really well as a highlighter for the brow area. So here's my FF and here's my concealer brush. I'm taking a little bit of FF, little bit of medium. I recommend that for Indian skin tones and people with black brow hair, they always use like a brown brow powder rather than a black one, because black one tend to look very artificial and don't give a soft and natural look to the makeup. So definitely use brown. That's why this is a nice brown color that works great with most Indian women and their brow hair. So I'm going to quickly wind this look up. I have my last product to use, which is my Jet Set Eyes. So I'll just add some kohl. Also, I'm going to use my chisel it and take the highlighter and quickly put it on the high points of the face. So chisel it is totally a winner when it comes to multitasking. Chisel it and FF, they do a great job. They get a lot of parts of the face covered. I think Chisel It highlighters are my favorite highlighters ever. They are so blendable and amazing. So we're going to take the brow powder and also just dust it off and Look up for me, please. Just push it into the lower lash line to add some more definition. Take your eyeshadow brush and just smudge it out softly. And you can even use a cotton swab to do this if you don't have an eyeshadow brush handy. Just defining the lower lash line. Now we'll move on to our last product, which is Jet Set Eyes, and quickly line and tight line the eyes. So look up and there for me. And I'm just going to line the lower lash line. So the brow powder that I use also has a liquid liner, and that's if you wanted, you could definitely go ahead and do a wing liner or line the top lash line. But I'm just going to skip that, and instead of that, I'm just going to use a mascara to finish off the eyes. And then use the same orange lipstick, Soleil from Perfect Curves, on the lips to finish off the lips. Look down. And pretty much that would be my finished look in 5 products. Or you could say 7 if you counted the mascara and the FF. And we didn't even use too many brushes, we just used 2 brushes or maybe 3. The concealer brush, a flat eyeshadow brush and the blush brush. The eyebrow powder from the Stay Defined, I could have also used it on the outer corners of the eyes to add more depth. I could have added the Jet Set Eyes on the top lash line and smudged it out for more depth. So with these products, there are so many more things that I could have done. So that means that I could have created so many different looks with them. So it's not about how many products, it's about how they multitask and the technique. Alright, I'm going to let that dry quickly. And I'm going to give her the color Soleil to finish off this look. Can you pop? So this was a finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Definitely check this, try this out at home if you have similar products or if you have our products. Tune in every day at 4:30 for our live videos. We do lots of fun looks and we have different models every day and different topics, so you guys can relate to the models you feel you look most like and your skin matches to them, and accordingly it can help you pick the products from our app, which is on the App Store and the Play Store, so check that out as well. Anyway guys, this is my finished makeup look, flawless makeup in 5 products. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a ton. Bye.